Hello students, am I audible? 1 minute, let's check if we are live. Yes, we are live, right? Okay, so hi students, welcome to Biotonic NEET. So yesterday we did neural control and coordination up to action potential. Today we'll be continuing and trying to finish the whole chapter because this chapter has a weightage of 16 marks and it is very important for us to complete the chapter. Yes, so 16 marks from this chapter will be assured at the end of this video. Okay, so let's start the class. Now, students, yesterday we understood about action potential, but before that, let me tell you all something very, very important, students. That is, we have launched our first English crash course. That is where you will have all your master teachers teaching in the crash course, and it is a complete English batch. Okay, and you will have a 23 full length test, 15 part test, and you will have regular test analysis with the master teachers. Okay, master teachers will be helping, and weakness identification. That means this is very, very important. If you ask any topper who has got all India rank 1 to 7 or even up to 13, you will notice that they have always identified their mistakes. Okay, that is the only way that you can go forward. Without identifying your mistakes, you will not be able to go forward, right? So that will be done, and live sessions will happen. No recorded sessions will happen, all live sessions will happen. And students, look at the date, it is on 26th Feb, so you have really limited time to join, and now the price is 4,000. If you do not join in 1 or 2 days, the prices might peak up. So if you're a serious NEET aspirant, quickly go to the description box, click on the link and enroll yourself. Yes, so students, yesterday I told you that in your textbook it is given in a different order. That means they're explaining about coordination and all of that. Today we will be doing the nervous system. Okay, today we will be doing the nervous system. So let's start the nervous system. So understand, when we talk about nervous system, you have to know what are the different types of nervous system. Yes, all of this you have to understand. Okay, 1 minute. Yes, let's write it. So students, nervous system, when I write, okay, when we write about nervous system, you should know that nervous system is mainly divided into two parts. Okay, what are the two parts? CNS, that is your central nervous system, and your PNS, peripheral nervous system. This you would have already learned in your smaller classes, right? You would have learned about CNS and PNS. Now students, under CNS, who comes? Mainly two people come under CNS, that is your brain and spinal cord, right? You have your brain and you have your spinal cord. All these notes you will get on Vedantu NEET English Telegram channel. Okay, so there you can ask me for the notes and I will send you the notes. Okay, yes, students, under PNS, who will come under PNS? See, understand, brain and spinal cord is there. Yes, totally agree with that. Now brain and spinal cord is like the center location. Now imagine you have to travel to one place. Okay, you have to travel to, say, Delhi, or you have to travel to Jammu Kashmir, or any place. Now when you travel, there is different ways to reach that place. Yes or no? Okay, there are different ways to reach that place. Same way, this brain and the spinal cord, there are a lot of nerves that goes to the central nervous system. Who are those? Those come under PNS. That is your cranial nerves, and your spinal nerves. Cranial nerves and your spinal nerves. Now, brain, spinal cord. So the ones that go to the brain and the ones that go to the spinal cord is your cranial nerves and spinal nerves. Now, from your understanding, you know that spinal cord is longer, right? Spinal cord is longer. Because the spinal cord is longer, there are chances, you should understand that more nerves have to go there, right? So cranial nerves, okay, cranial nerves are 12 in pair. 12 pairs you will have. Okay, that means 24 of them, and here you have 31 pairs. I hope you understood the difference. Because spinal nerve, students, because spinal cord is long and slender, it is more in length, more nerves will go to the spinal cord, right? So because of that, you will remember 31 pairs of spinal nerves and 12 pairs are cranial nerves. Okay, this is the general CNS and PNS. Now other than CNS and PNS, what do we have? PNS is again divided. Okay, PNS is again divided into somatic. Okay, somatic nervous system. This also you would have studied in your lower classes. Okay, somatic nervous system. Okay, yes, and autonomic nervous system. Autonomic nervous system, NS. Okay, somatic nervous system and autonomic nervous system. Now students, when we talk about this, what do we know? Somatic nervous system is the nervous system, that means which can do voluntary action. Now I'm able to move my hand, right? It is a voluntary action. So this is controlled by who? Somatic nervous system. So from the brain, if the information is going to all your skeletal muscles, right? You're telling that, okay, move your hand, lift your hand, write with pen. All this is done by your somatic nervous system. And then there is autonomic nervous system. Autonomic nervous system is totally about involuntary action. That means now there are a lot of muscles in your stomach, right? There are a lot of muscles otherwise also. So this kind of control, right? The muscles, the glands, all these kind of controls which we cannot control. You cannot control your heart, you cannot control your smooth muscles, right? You cannot control your cardiac muscles. Now these kind of things is taken care by your autonomic nervous system. Okay, now very important thing, brain has, okay, now this is the general students. Again, understand your autonomic nervous system is again further divided. Okay, it is further divided into parasympathetic and sympathetic. Okay, so sympathetic and parasympathetic. You will get the board written notes for this chapter, okay, on our Telegram channel. So quickly join our Telegram channel, that is Vedantu NEET English. Okay students, brain is divided into forebrain, okay, midbrain and hindbrain. Okay, so brain is divided into forebrain, midbrain and hindbrain. Now everything in detail about the bones of the brain, all this you will be studying in your locomotion chapter. Okay, now you will just be studying the general. Okay, I hope general is clear. Okay, general is clear. Now let's start with brain. Okay, let's talk about brain. So students, when we talk about brain, you should understand that there is always the question that think out of the box, right? Have you heard this? Think out of the box. Which box are they talking about? Right, it is basically your brain box. No, so this is how you remember. Brain is kept inside, or brain is protected inside the brain box, inside the brain box. So what is the other term for brain box? Right, there's an other term for brain box which is called as cranium. Okay, cranium, your skull, right? You tell skull is the hardest part, right? That means your brain is very precious. Because your brain is very precious, you have to protect it also, right? You have to keep it in a place where it is protected. You have to keep it in a place where it does not be damaged. So that job is done by your cranium or your skull. Okay, now students, just by cranium protection will not happen. We need more parts to this. Right? So the more parts to this is what? Your meninges. What is it? Meninges. Okay, yes, 1 second. Yes, meninges. Clear? So students, other than the cranium, we have another protecting layer called the meninges, and meninges are of 3 types. Okay, meninges are of 3 types. Okay, the first one is called the dura mater. What is it called? The dura mater. Okay, second one is called the pi mater. We'll write it in order so it will be easy for you people. Okay, yes, we will write it in order. We will write arachnoid. Okay, arachnoid, and the last one is the pi mater. Okay, pi mater. Now these 3 are actually, students, the covering. Okay, the covering. If you see the brain, you will be able to see like a helmet kind of structure. Okay, that is your cranium. And then if you go further, you will be able to see the ventricles. So let's draw the ventricles. Okay, let's draw the ventricles, and between this, okay, between this you will be able to see the dura mater. Okay, it will be like a plastic paper, it will look like, but the dura mater is more thick. Inside it will be more thin layer, which is your arachnoid. Okay, all these are for protection. Okay, now let's learn more about this. So students, I told you cranium is there, skull is there. Inside that you have your dura mater, then you have arachnoid, then you have the pi mater. Okay, now it's this much is clear that the brain is protected by these many kind of layers. Okay, now students understand your cranium. Okay, your cranium has 8 bones. 8 bones. Okay, out of which 2 are paired and the rest are unpaired. Okay, about the bones you will study in your locomotion chapter. Okay, you'll learn about your temporal, occipital, okay, sphygmoid, all this you will study in your locomotion chapter. Now you just understand cranium is made up of 8 bones, out of which 2 are paired. Okay, 2 are paired and the 6th or the rest of them, not the 6, sorry, the rest are unpaired. Rest are unpaired. Got it? So 2 paired, rest unpaired. Now understand the gap between the dura mater and the arachnoid. What did I say? The gap between the dura mater and arachnoid is called as the subdural. Okay, subdural space. What is it called? Subdural space. Okay, is blue visible? 1 second. Yes, blue is visible. Subdural space. So the space between the dura mater and the arachnoid. That means space will be there between every layers. The space between the dura mater and the arachnoid is called the subdural space. And the space between the arachnoid and the pi mater. The space between the arachnoid and pi mater is called as the subarachnoid. Oh, 1 second. Yes. Subarachnoid space. Clear, students? So there are 3 layers. Okay, 3 layers. So between the 3 layers, now imagine 1 layer, 2 layer and 3 layer. There are spaces in between them, right? So the first space is called the subdural space. Okay, first space is called the subdural space. The second space is called the subarachnoid space. Okay, subarachnoid space. Now very important thing, this subarachnoid space, okay, this subarachnoid space has your cerebrospinal fluid. What does it have? Your CSF, cerebrospinal fluid. Okay, so the understood 3 meninges are there: dura mater, arachnoid, pi mater. In between spaces are there. In that one of the spaces, that is your subarachnoid space, has cerebrospinal fluid. Now all of you have heard about the cerebrospinal fluid. Cerebrospinal fluid acts like a shock absorber. It acts like a shock absorber. It also acts like a lubricant. Okay, it also acts like a lubricant. So these are the job of this people. Now you would have learned about cerebrospinal fluid many times in different classes. You would have heard. Yes, okay, fine. Okay, is this clear? Now students, one more very important thing is, when you learn this dura mater, arachnoid, pi mater, the question can come in such a way: out to in. Okay, wait, let's use a very different color. Which color do I use? Okay, never mind. Yes, students, so out to inside. Okay, out to inside, in. Out to in means from out to in, it is called as DAP. The order is DAP. Okay, very important. Out to in, like when I'm talking about the meninges, if I'm going from outside to inside, it is called DAP. Okay, inside to outside, it is called pad. Okay, inside to outside, it's called pad. Yes or no? Is this clear? Okay, is this clear? Yes, okay. Yes, 1 second, students. Yes, now okay. So pad and dap. So outside to inside, dap, inside to outside, pad. Okay, this is how you have to remember. They will be asking this for boards as well as for your NEET. So be very careful. Okay, be very careful. Yes, is that clear? Hold on a second. 22nd today. Yes, 1 second, students. Yes. So once this is clear, I'll show you one image. Give me 1 minute. Yes. Yes. Is this clear? Today. Okay, done. Okay, students. So look here, all of you. I will show you an image to make you understand it better. Okay. Yes. Okay. Now, if I show you the brain, right? Yeah, look here, students. If you see the brain here, you will be able to see so many things. I will teach you one by one, but otherwise, you will be able to see so many things. Yes or no? So, here if you see, you have corpus callosum, you have hypothalamus, pituitary gland, so many things are there. So we are going to understand one by one the bones about the brain, like all the bones in the brain you will be learning in the locomotion chapter, but as of now understand this much. Okay, understand this much. Now we will understand about the forebrain, midbrain, all that we will understand here. Okay, yes, let's start. So students, I told you brain is divided into forebrain, right? It is divided into forebrain. Now in forebrain you should know that there are 3 parts. Okay, this also you would have studied in your smaller classes, but let's just do a quick revision what is given in your textbook. So we have cerebrum, diencephalon, okay, diencephalon, and then we have what? Olfactory lobes. Yes or no? We have olfactory lobes. So these are the things that we have. Forebrain, that means your front part of the brain, right? The forebrain has cerebrum, diencephalon, and the olfactory lobes. Now each of them has a separation that we will go through it, but before that, understand this, try to by heart. Your forebrain has cerebrum, diencephalon, olfactory lobes. Okay, cerebrum, diencephalon, and olfactory lobes. Out of this, your cerebrum is the reason why your intelligence matter, right? How much your IQ is there, how much memory you can hold. All this is because of the forebrain, that is your cerebrum. Okay, because of your cerebrum. Is this clear? Now look here, all of you. Diencephalon. Okay, diencephalon has your 3 parts. Okay, 3 parts. That is, your diencephalon has epithalamus, okay, it has your hypothalamus, thalamus, and then your hypothalamus. Yes. So forebrain, okay, forebrain has your cerebrum, diencephalon, and olfactory lobes. Out of this diencephalon has 3 parts: epithalamus, thalamus, hypothalamus. In this, all of you know that hypothalamus controls, okay, it is like it controls most of your endocrine gland. Now where will you study this? You will study this in your chemical coordination chapter. Okay, you will study this in your chemical coordination chapter. Clear or not? Okay, if this much is clear, let's proceed. Students, midbrain. Let's talk about midbrain. I will talk more about this, but as of now, let's continue with midbrain. Okay. Midbrain has 2 parts. Midbrain has 2 parts. First one is your corpora quadrigemina. Corpora quadrigemina. Then we have your cerebral peduncle. Whom do we have? We have the cerebral peduncle. Okay, very important. Midbrain has a little complicated words. It is corpora quadrigemina. Quadri means something to do with 4, right? So corpora quadrigemina, and we have cerebral peduncle. We will learn in depth about that. Okay, yes. Next one we have is your hindbrain. Whom do we have? Hindbrain. Now students, in hindbrain, who will come? Now we know cerebrum is done. Then who else will come here? Cerebellum, medulla oblongata, right? Before that we have one more person, that is your pons, and then what will come? Medulla oblongata, right? Medulla oblongata. These are the people who come in the midbrain. So forebrain we have women all: cerebrum, diencephalon, and olfactory lobes. Under diencephalon we have three parts, which is your epithalamus, thalamus, and hypothalamus. Then again in the midbrain, what do we have? Corpora, quadrigemina, and we have cerebral peduncle. Okay. Then hindbrain we have cerebellum, pons varoli, and medulla oblongata. Is this clear? Now the medulla oblongata will open into the spinal cord, right? It will open into the spinal cord. So these are the parts of your brain, right? So under CNS, the parts of the brain. Yes or no? Okay, students, the bones you will study in locomotion chapter, but always remember cranium has 8 bones. Okay, 8 bones. Fine. Now that you have understood this, let's try to read what is told by your NCERT about meninges. Okay. Yes, the brain is the central information processing organ. Very, very important. Let's also write it here. Brain. What does it mean? It does is information, right? It has all the information that is necessary and unnecessary, right? Every human has a lot of unnecessary memories and necessary memories in the brain. Everything is stored there, right? So brain is an information center. Okay, it is an information center, and it is the most important part, right? Most important part. Why it is the most important part? Because all the signals go to the brain, right? All the signals or your stimuli goes to the brain, and then it will send your effector, or it will send the information back. That means what should be done during this situation, right? It will send the this. Okay, let's write. It will send the, yes, okay, yes, done. Okay, fine. Now students, look here. Yes, so it is acts as a command and control system. Very, very important. Brain is the one that does the command and control system. It controls the voluntary movements. Very important. It controls the, let me see. Yes, it controls the voluntary movement. Yes, the handwriting is visible, no? It controls the voluntary movement. It balances the body functioning of vital involuntary organs like the lungs, heart, kidney. This is what I told you. Even though if it is in our control or not in our control, all the working will be done by the brain, right? The brain is capable of doing all of this. Then students, thermoregulation, hunger, thirst, circadian rhythm. This is very important. That means your sleep and wake up rhythm, right? Sleep and wake up. Okay, and every day whatever activities you do, your all day activities, whichever you do, like I have to after I brush my teeth, I will drink a cup of coffee. Now all this belongs to your circadian rhythm. That means 24 hours, whatever rhythms are going in your body, your heartbeat, your activities, your habitual things, people go to gym, so everything, right? All that is called your circadian rhythms. Okay, and it also acts on several endocrine glands and human behavior. Yes, our behavior is totally depending on our thinking, right? A same person can behave 2 different ways in the same situation. Maybe now if I am caught in a jungle with a lot of animals, right, my brain will be thinking differently, but at the same time another person's brain will be thinking differently. Now how is this happening? It is happening because of our inbuilt memory, right? Now if I've already faced the situation once, I will know what to do about it, right? If another person is facing this situation for the first time, that person will not know how to face the situation. So everything depends on your human behavior. Your brain has some effect on the human behavior. It is also a site for processing of vision, hearing, speech, memory, intelligence, emotions, and thoughts. Now you will also study where all this is happening also, like which part of the brain is doing what kind of a action. Okay, now the human brain is well protected by the skull or your cranium. So inside the skull, there is a brain which is covered, this brain is covered by cranial meninges. Okay, cranial meninges consisting of an outer layer called the dura mater. So when you're going from out to in, it is DAP. Okay, from in to out, right? In to out, it is pad. Got it? Yes, a very thin layer called the arachnoid. It is like a plastic cover, students. If you'd have seen, I don't know how many of you have seen, you can just type anatomy of brain. You will be able to see them layering this off. Okay, you will see a dura mater, which is a little thick layer, and then there will be a sheet of paper, which is the arachnoid, and then inner layer, which is in contact with the brain tissue, which is called the pie matter. So here comes the question: is pie matter separate or is it a part of the brain? Students, yes, this is a part of the brain. Like you cannot separate it very clearly, like the way you're separating dura mater and arachnoid. Pie matter is a part of a brain. Okay, now the brain can be divided into three major parts. Okay, forebrain, midbrain, and hindbrain. Clear? Yes. Now look here. What and all did we understand from this? You'll be like, Mom, I did not understand anything. No. Look here, students. You can see occipital, frontal, optic, hypothalamus. See, now we know where is hypothalamus. It is coming under the diencephalon. Right. Under hypothalamus, inside the, that means there is actually a sella turcica. Okay. What is it told as? Sella turcica. This is present in the sphygmoid bone. Okay, they have a small cavity like this, which will actually hold the pituitary gland. Okay, sella turcica. Pituitary gland will be kept inside one cavity which is present on the sphygmoid bone. That means cranium bone. Okay, so it is a S-shaped bone. Now that bone, and it is like a keystone bone. It is connected to all of it. Okay, that bone has a small cavity called the sella turcica. Inside that, pituitary gland will be there. Okay, so hypothalamus, pituitary gland we know, pons we know, medulla oblongata we understood, spinal cord, cerebrum we understood. Okay, now corpus callosum is the portion which holds both of the cerebral hemispheres together. Okay, that we will learn now in some time. Okay, we will learn that in some time. Clear? Yes, clear. Okay, fine. Yes, students, now we will start our forebrain. Okay, we will start our forebrain. First of all, understand cerebrum. Okay, when we talk about cerebrum, cerebrum is actually the largest. Okay, what is it? It is the largest part of the brain. Largest part of the brain. Got it all of you? Largest part of the brain. Now, this cerebrum is not just like one part. Okay, it is separated, right? It is divided. It is divided into what? Left and right hemisphere, right? Left and right hemispheres. Left and right cerebral hemispheres. This also we will have studied in our smaller classes. Okay, hemispheres, cerebral hemispheres. Okay, yes, so we have left cerebral hemisphere and right cerebral hemisphere. This all of you know. Now both of this, students, both of this is actually kept together. Like how are they? Like it is just two parts, no? So imagine like this, two parts are there. So this is the left hemisphere, right hemisphere. Now these two parts are combined with the help of what? It is combined with the help of corpus callosum. What is it combined with the help of? Corpus callosum. Clear or not? Okay, so this left hemisphere and right hemisphere is combined, or it is attached with each other with the help of corpus callosum. Now I don't know how many of you would have heard it. They tell that more the nerves in your brain, more you're intelligent, your IQ is more. Okay, these kind of things you would have heard. So to increase the surface area in your cerebrum, okay, to increase the surface area in your cerebrum, there is actually some, like how we have villi, right? Like that we have structures. Okay, like that we have structures. Those are called, okay, they will be like this. Wait, first let me draw it, then I'll explain it to all of you. Okay, there'll be structures like this, and inside this nerves will be there. Okay, inside this nerves will be there. Now students, look here, the upper wave, right, this part is called the gyri. Okay, gyri, and the lower part, right, the lower part which you're seeing here is the sulci. Sulci, anything you can tell. Okay, and students, the longer portion, now this sulci, wait, let me make one more longer portion. Okay, this longer one is called the fissure. Okay, this longer one is called the fissure, deeper one. Okay, and the short one, this one, no, this wave is called the sulci. Salsi, Salkai, okay, you can tell any of this. That means students, what are they doing? They're actually increasing the surface area in the brain so that more neurons can come in. When more neurons come in, the impulses are going to be fast. So they tell more the neurons, more the IQ, right? Like if you notice, there are students, I mean, there are, children who learn the entire tables, maybe 1 to, 50 at the age of 3. And then there are students who learn, the entire names of all the countries, cities, states, villages, all this at the age of 3, 4. That time it is, that means what, their IQ is actually more compared to another person. That is because at such a young age their brain has already trained, the brain is trained in such a way that they can remember so many terminologies, that those terminologies which are very difficult to pronounce, right? And also, if you would have noticed, there are students, I mean, there are children who actually know entire body parts. They know the bones, like how you would study the locomotion, no, how you have humerus, radius, ulna, okay, carpals, metacarpals, like that. They would have already learned this at the age of 3, 4. Okay, many children are there in the Guinness book because they are able to learn this at a very young age. Now, how do their brain work? Their brain works in such a way that their nerves would be more, IQ will be more. Otherwise, they're training their brain in such a way to remember more things. That means the memory span, they're increasing. Okay, that you can only do with a lot of practice. Okay, fine. Cerebral hemispheres is clear. Now students, this cerebral hemispheres has two parts again. Okay, they have an outer and an inner region, right? Outer and inner region. Now this outer region, okay, outer region is made up of gray matter. Now you'll be like, ma'am, what is gray matter? Students, gray matter are basically your cyton plus axon terminal. Be very careful. I'm not telling axon, I'm telling axon terminal, right? So all of you remember when we drew the nerves, right? When we drew the nerves, you know that there is, right? There is this, this, and this, right? So now which is the axon? 1 second. Right, this is that. Now this, okay, so this is the nerve, right? This is the nerve. In this, what are they telling? Cyton and axon terminal. That means what? This portion and this portion. This portion is not included. This portion is not included. Now, where will that be included? It is included here in the white matter. So it is called white matter because of the presence of only axon in that and not the cyton or the axon terminal. Is this clear? So white is because of why? Myelin sheath secretion. Myelin sheath would be there, right, in the axon. That is the reason why there is a white matter appearance. So outer is gray matter, inner is white matter. Okay, if this much is clear, students, then you should understand. Okay, so if you see the brain, okay, if you see the brain, you will be, I don't know if this image is clear. Yes, students, if you see the brain here, all of you look here, you will be able to see some like very undefined things, right? It is not like it is properly placed, like it's not like your cubes. They're not like just placed like that, like that. They're not placed like that. They have some cracks around, right? Now this cracks are very important to remember. They are called as sutures. What are they called as? Sutures. Okay, these cracks that you see in the brain, no, like a crack. It is not a crack actually. It is like a, like as if the two parts have been stitched together, right? Stitched together. These are called sutures, and these sutures are immovable. Okay, they are immovable. You cannot move it. You cannot move it. It is completely immovable part. Okay, if this much is clear, so forebrain we studied the cerebrum, that is the largest part of the brain, and this largest part of the brain has two parts, that is your left cerebral hemisphere and right cerebral hemisphere. Again, cerebral hemispheres, if you see, there's a white matter and a gray matter. Gray matter is made up of cyton and axon terminal, and your white matter is made up of axon alone. Okay, then students, to increase the surface area in the brain, right? That's the reason why. How do we draw brain usually? How do we draw brain usually? So imagine we draw something like this. Okay, we draw a structure like this, and inside that we draw like this, right? Yes or no? We draw like this. The brain is always drawn like this, right? It will be drawn like this, it will be drawn like this, it will be drawn like this. So everywhere we never draw, like we never draw a circle and we never draw lines like this, right? We never draw lines like this. We always draw like this, curves inside that. That means what? They are completely, right? They are completely covered with completely covered with these structures, gyri and sulci. Okay, gyri and sulci and fissures to increase the surface area, so more nerves can be placed inside them. Okay, now this outer layer, inner layer is clear. Now left cerebral hemisphere and right cerebral hemisphere is combined with the help of your corpus callosum. Okay, and then there are sutures on present on the brain which are immovable. Again, very important, immovable, and they keep the lobes together. They keep the lobes together. Okay. Now look here, such a big paragraph. Let's try to break it down. The forebrain consists of cerebrum, thalamus, hypothalamus. Okay, cerebrum forms the major part of the human brain. So students, this part only we wrote as diencephalon. Okay, diencephalon. Right? We have diencephalon in the cerebrum. Okay, the cerebrum forms the major part of the human brain. A deep cleft divides the cerebrum longitudinally into two halves, which is termed as the left and the right cerebral hemispheres. The hemispheres are connected by a tract, okay, very important, tract of nerve fibers called the corpus callosum. This is what I told, they are connected with the help of corpus callosum. Now the layer of cells which cover the cerebral hemisphere is called the cerebral cortex. Okay, the layer of cell which covers the cerebral hemisphere is called the cerebral cortex, and it is thrown into prominent folds. The folds is what we are talking, this folds, right? This folds is what we are talking. The cerebral cortex is referred to as gray matter. Okay, gray matter due to the grayish appearance. Why is the grayish appearance present? Now look here. The neuron cell bodies are concentrated here, giving the color. Okay, so not only the neuron cell body, including the neuron cell body and the axon terminals. Okay, plus the axon terminals. Students, always remember your neurons are placed like this. So head is here, tail is here, right? Head is here, tail is here. So this axon will go one side, this two will come to another side, right? If you see like this, this will become the white matter, this will become the gray, this will become the gray matter, and the other one will become the white matter. Okay, the cerebral cortex contain motor areas, sensory areas, and large regions that are neither clearly sensory or motor. Now this also you would have studied it in your 8th standard, 10th standard. Yes or no? Yes. Okay. Yes. Okay. Fine. Now, students, this large, so that all of you would have studied it in your 10th and 8th classes, that there is your motor neuron. Okay, then there is sensory neuron, and then there is association neuron. Many terms are used for this. Okay, association neuron, relay neuron, right? Relay neuron, all these terms are used. That means those parts are not completely motor or not completely sensory. Okay, now these regions are called association areas. This is what I was talking about. Okay, and are responsible for a complex function like intersensory association, memory and communication. Fibers of tracts are covered with the help of myelin sheath, which constitute the inner part. Okay, which constitute the inner part. Yes, clear? Okay. Okay, done. Okay, so students, what do they have? They are concentrated with your intersensory association, memory and communication, and fibers of the tracts are covered with myelin sheath, which constitute the inner part of the cerebral hemisphere. They given an opaque white appearance to the layer, and it is called the gray matter. So wherever axon is present, it will be the white matter, right? Because we have myelin sheath. If you remember yesterday's class, Schwann cells will release myelin sheath, right? Secrete myelin sheath which are white in color, right? Myelin sheath which are white in color. Okay, this is what they have mentioned in your NCRT. So students, what is the best part of this class? You will also learn the extra information, and you will also learn what is there in NCRT. Okay. Okay, let's understand your forebrain. Okay, forebrain. This color is not visible. Yes. Okay, students, listen here. Forebrain, we have diencephalon, right? That is the first. We understood cerebrum. Now we have diencephalon. Yes, I think yellow is more visible. Okay, diencephalon. Yes, diencephalon. We know that diencephalon has three parts, right? What are they? Epithalamus, thalamus, okay, and hypothalamus. Okay, hypothalamus. Now, students, understand. Yes. Now, understand your thalamus, right? Thalamus region is actually has a relay center. It is a relay center. Okay, like you have your association, right? Center, relay center. Okay, that means all the neuron that goes will go through the thalamus. So it is like a relay center, like how you have a toll, right? All the vehicles which is going to cross Mysore, or all the vehicles which is going to cross Bangalore, excuse me. Okay, so all the vehicles that is going to cross, right, the Bangalore and go to the Mysore or the highways, those all of them will be crossing the toll, right? Same way we have the relay center. So the thalamus is like the relay center. Okay, and then hypothalamus is below the thalamus location. Okay, below the thalamus. Yes. Yes, below the thalamus. Okay, is this clear? Now, students, understand your this entire centers, right? This, how do they work? No, they work in the with in favor of, see, they are centers. That means these people have some job there. Okay, this thalamus and hypothalamus, they are centers which help for osmoregulation. Osmoregulation. And what is osmoregulation? They basically help for balance, right? Salt and water balance. Salt and water balance. Salt and water balance. Okay, other than that, they also help in homeostasis. Homeostasis. Okay, homeostasis. Now, students, again, maintaining the body temperature. Maintaining the body temperature. So students, what are they actually doing? They are helping with so many things. Who is helping? Thalamus is helping. It is helping in osmoregulation as well as it's helping in homeostasis. That means to maintain the body temperature and also to balance the salt and water in our body. Okay, yes, once that is done, understand, students, now I told you about association neuron, right? Association, they say the center or your association neuron, which is not completely sensory, not completely motor. Okay, now what are they good for? They are helping in memory. Okay, they are helping in intelligence. Okay, communication. And lastly, they are helping in intersensory. That's your, again, intersensory. Okay, intersensory association. So these three things are done by your association neuron. Okay, let's write it in, let's mark it. So association neuron helps with memory, communication, and intersensory association. Very important. They can ask you what is the function of your, association neuron. They can ask you for your boards as well as for your NEET. Okay, NEET. Is this clear? Okay, yes, done. Students, now we have only one thing to know, that is about your brain stem. What is it? About your brain stem. Okay, are you all with me? Yes. Okay, fine. Yes, I think it is already mentioned in your textbook, but still we will do it once again. Okay, we will do it once again. So brainstem is made up of three main parts. Okay, three main parts. First one is your midbrain. Okay, second, it's MPM. Okay, MPM. That is how you remember. So it is midbrain, pons, and medulla oblongata. Medulla oblongata. Yes. Okay, fine, done. Okay, so brain stem is made up of very important question. Brain stem, they can confuse the options and give you, understand it has the midbrain. In midbrain, who and all is there? Corpora, quadrigemina. Okay, I'm writing a CQ, corpora, quadrigemina, and we have cerebral peduncle. So CP and CQ are there in midbrain. Other than that, we have the pons, and then we have the medulla oblongata. These three constitute the brain stem. Now let's look here, students. The hypothalamus, okay, contains centers which control body temperature. That is what I told, homeostasis, urge of eating and drinking. This is for your osmoregulation. It also contains several groups of neurosecretory cells. Very important. Neurosecretory cells which secrete hormones called as hypothalamic hormones. Okay, many hormones are there, right? Many hormones are there in our body, which you would have studied in chemical coordination chapter. Many hormones are there in our body which will control many kind of functions. Many kind of functions. These kind of functions will be taken care by your hypothalamus. Okay, now the inner part of the cerebral hemisphere and a group of associated deep structures called the amygdala, hippocampus, etc. form a complex structure called the limbic lobe. Okay, now I will show you. One second, let's go here. So can you see here limbic lobe? Limbic lobe, can you see? So this limbic lobe is made up of who? Okay, and your hippocampus. These people are actually help with students. Have you feel, no, you feel like crying randomly, you feel like you feel sad suddenly, all this is controlled by this limbic lobe. Okay, all this is controlled by the limbic lobe, or it is called limbic system. Okay, along with hypothalamus, it is involved in the regulation of sexual behaviors. So this is the reason why we feel attraction to another person, expression of emotional reaction. That's what I told you: excitement, pleasure, anger, rage, fear, motivation. All this, that I'm like, okay, suddenly you are feeling like, no, I am demotivated to, you know, prepare for NEET 2024. Now who is controlling all of that? All that is controlled by your limbic lobes. Okay, limbic lobes is controlling it with the help of your hippocampus and amygdala. Okay, so these are the people who are controlling that. I need the motivation to study now, I have this anger towards someone, I have this attraction towards someone. All these thought process are because of these lobes that work in your brain, right? So that's the reason sometimes we cannot control our emotion. Like sometimes you know, even if even if you don't want to cry, suddenly you will start crying, right? And you will be like, why am I crying? There's no reason for me to cry, right? All this you would have thought, I really don't have a reason to cry, why am I crying, right? This you would have thought. No, it is all comes like that, students. It is sometimes not in our control, right? Sometimes it is not in our control. We just cry like that. Okay, so that is the thing. Okay, did you all like the button? Did you all smash the like button? Come on, all of you, like. So these emotions are a part of your life, and you should understand that you should use these emotions in the right way. You should not, you know, at that minute of anger, you might do a lot of things which are, you know, harmful for yourself later. So that's why always have a control of your behavior. Always know that which is right, which is wrong, and always have this feeling that, okay, now that I have so much anger inbuilt in me, I should just be silent. Okay, so these are the things that I think all the students should learn, because students, there are situations where we feel a lot of anger, where we feel an unnecessary, you know, hate to someone. All this is not what your life is all about. Your life has much more. Living your life, you know, nicely, peacefully, that kind of a happiness you will never get, students. That kind of a happiness that, you know, I'm living my life to the fullest, I'm living my life in the right path. Like these things are very, it's very necessary, especially for students who are the future doctors, because you people, we don't tell future doctors just simple, we tell you people are the future of this country, right? So if you people are not the right, if you people are not in the right mindset, that means you are going to affect a lot other people. You're going to affect the patients who come to see you, you're going to affect your parents, you're going to affect your friends, you're going to you can be an amazing change, or at the same time you can be an amazing pain, right? So that thing you have to always control. Even though brain is doing a lot of functions, sometimes it's up to us what actions you want to take, right? Okay, now look here, all of you, I've just put this to explain the image little more better. So here you have, students, all this you don't have to know, you just have to know this: hippocampus, thalamus. Okay, so here if you see, it is like a earlobe structure, no, earlobe structure. So yes, this is the, oh, one second, yeah, right, this yellow color portion is your amygdala, and then we have your hippocampus, that is here, this portion. This portion is your hippocampus. Okay, here this kidney shaped structure is your thalamus. So these all people control the emotions, and they together form the limbic lobe. Okay, limbic lobe. So the NEET question can be, limbic lobe is made up of what? They can give you many options and you might have to choose the option, right? Many questions can come, right? So we can expect questions, any type of questions this year. Because syllabus is reduced, there are chances that the questions can be a little complicated. So that's why always be extra prepared. Do not be like, oh no, I will only learn from this ma'am, I will only do this one. Do not be like that. Learn information, students. Every information is very necessary. Okay, so learn this. Clear? Yes? Okay, great, fine. Now this, students, understand this hippocampus also helps with one very important thing: short-term memory and long-term memory. That is the reason, long-term memory, short-term memory and long-term memory. These two also are helped. The hippocampus controls many things, sexual behavior, other things. Other than that, it also helps in short-term memory and long-term memory. How am I able to remember the chapter that I taught 5 months back, or how am I able to revise? So students, understand, your brain has the short-term, long-term memory, but without proper going back to these scenarios. Like imagine you do not want to remember one memory of your life or one portion of your life. Every time you think about it again, your brain just goes in that motion. Same way, even when you're studying a chapter. Now imagine you would have studied body fluids with me, but you have never revised the chapter. Now there is no way that you're going to remember this in your exams, in your NEET or in your board exams. Yes, you will remember some words, but if I suddenly ask you, say, some chapter, some question I'm asking you, you will not be able to remember. So it is very important that you keep recapping these things into the brain. Okay, so that is how your short-term and long-term memory is going to help. Clear? Yes. Okay. Now students, look here. Look here. We will understand what and all each lobes are going to help for. Frontal lobe. Okay, frontal lobe is going to help for your thinking, speaking, memory, and movement. These things are done by your frontal lobe. Okay, then we have temporal lobe. Again, it is going to help for hearing, learning, feeling. So everything to do with temporal is your ears. Okay, temporal bone also is that temporal, again that is to do with your ears. Okay, now hearing, learning, feelings. Brain stem, again breathing, heartbeat, temperature. Okay, medulla oblongata controls these two things, right? Medulla oblongata controls your breathing and your heart rate. Involuntary actions will be controlled by your medulla oblongata. So here, breathing, heart rate, and temperature. Parietal lobe is a language and touch. This lobe is very weak in my case because I cannot learn new languages. So like that, you would have also noticed, no, that ma'am, my front parietal lobe is weak, or your occipital lobe is any one of the any one of the lobe can be weak for each of us. So it is parietal lobe. That means you cannot learn new languages. But there are people who are very, very strong parietal lobe. Like they can learn languages just like that. Okay, just like that. They can easily learn languages. So those things also will be there. Now, occipital lobe is vision and color perception. Cerebellum is balance coordination. That is why, students, very important. A person who is drunk, who drinks, right, or drinks alcohol. Have you seen them walking? Have you seen them walking? They'll walk in zigzag pattern. Why are they walking in zigzag pattern? Because when they drink alcohol, the alcohol is directly going to the cerebellum, and it is actually not giving them the stability, right? That static equilibrium. Stability is gone. Okay, stability is completely gone. The stability is completely gone because alcohol has reached the cerebellum, and it is because of that the person is losing balance. Okay, yes. Students, before we start midbrain, let's take a 5 minutes break. Okay, I'll just get some water. I'll be back. Okay, I'll be back by 1:07. Okay, 1:07. I'll be back. Clear? Yes. Okay. Yes, students, I'm back. Are you all there? Yes. Okay. So look here, we are going to continue midbrain. So now we completed, what and all did we complete? We completed forebrain, right? We completed cerebrum, hypothalamus, that is your diencephalon. We completed epithalamus, thalamus, and your hypothalamus. And we also did about the sutures, gyri, fissure, all of that. Now midbrain. Okay, now we talk about midbrain. We already know the parts of the midbrain. What are they? Corpora, quadrigemina. Okay, now students, corpora, quadrigemina, like I told you, it has something to do with 4, right? 4. So now look here. It is 2 circles like this. Okay, draw 2 circles like this, like 2 eyes, and then draw 2 small circles. Okay, 2 small circles. Now understand, these are your corpora quadrigemina, 4 of them. So this top one, right, top one is called superior, okay, colliculi, and down one will obviously be called what? Inferior colliculi, right? Inferior colliculi. That's all. Okay, So there are corpora quadrigemina are 4 circles. Quadra means 4, right? So 4 circles are there, 2 bigger ones, 2 smaller ones. So this is all in the brain, okay, midbrain. So this two bigger ones are called superior colliculi, smaller ones are called inferior colliculi. Okay, now what do they help in for? The superior colliculi is basically a visual receptor. Okay, it helps in visual seeing, right? Seeing. And then inferior colliculi is helping in auditory. It's helping in auditory. Okay. Now, students, how does this help? How does this help? I will show you. Now, students, look here. There is going to be one nerve coming like this. Crisscross pattern. Crisscross pattern, one nerve is going to come, and these are your optic chiasma. Optic chiasma. Okay, optic chiasma. These optic chiasmas will come crisscross to the corpora quadrigemina, and what are they going to do? They are going to help in the visualization. Optic, everything to do with optic is eyes, right? So they are going to do that. Okay, is this clear? And students, corpora quadrigemina with cerebral. Next one is cerebral peduncle. Cerebral peduncle. Whose uncle? Cerebral peduncle. Okay, what is cerebral peduncle actually going to do? It is going to connect your forebrain. So there's midbrain and there is hindbrain. Yes or no? This your cerebral peduncle uncles do what? They are actually connecting link between two people. No, these people are, this is going to connect your forebrain to your hindbrain and forebrain to your midbrain and your hindbrain. So this is actually like a connection. Okay, it is actually like a connection. Is this clear to all of you? Yes. Okay, fine. Okay, it is like a connection. Let's see NCRT also. So it is going to connect from forebrain to midbrain, midbrain to hindbrain. This way, corpora peduncle, your uncle. It's like how uncles are relatives, right? So this uncle is going to actually help. Okay, clear? Yes, let's do quickly revision. Midbrain consists of your corpora quadrigemina and your cerebral peduncle. Now, those have superior colliculi and inferior colliculi. So, these colliculi are actually one help for visual, that means for seeing, and one helps for auditory, that means for listening, right? Auditory. So, this entire thing will help in the entire midbrain. Okay, entire midbrain. Fine, let's see here, students. It's a very small topic, so look here. The midbrain is located between the thalamus and the hypothalamus of the forebrain and the pons of the midbrain. Okay, that is where the location is. Okay, very important. Located between, this word is important. So it is located between whom and whom? Between thalamus, or you can write even hypothalamus, because you know hypothalamus is below thalamus. Between the thalamus of the forebrain and the pons of the hindbrain. Pons of the hindbrain. Okay, and a canal called the cerebral aqueduct passes through the midbrain. A canal passes in the midbrain, which is called the cerebral aqueduct. Passes, and the dorsal portion of the midbrain consists of 4 round swellings. Okay, those are called as lobes, called as corpora quadrigemina. Okay, 4 always. Quadra means 4. Okay, always remember like this. Quadra means 4. Okay, now students, let's start the hindbrain. Okay, are you all there? Let's start the hindbrain. Now, when we talk about hindbrain, we should understand that we are going to talk about your cerebellum, right? Cerebellum. So in cerebellum is the second largest part. Yes or no? Second largest part of the brain. Any doubt in this? First largest part was what? Cerebrum. Second largest part is what? Cerebellum. Okay, this cerebellum, if you see, it has, again, this also has cerebral hemispheres. Okay, they also have cerebral hemispheres. Cerebellar, okay, wait, cerebellar, because cerebellum, no? Only spellings, little be careful, students. Cerebellar hemispheres. Okay, now if I draw this hemispheres, no? If I draw this hemispheres, they will look like this. Yes, got it. Now I will show you how it is. It is like this. Yes. This is how the hemispheres will look like. Okay, this is how the hemispheres will look like, 1 and 2 hemispheres. Okay, the connection which you see, the stick like pattern which you're seeing in the middle is the vermis. The stick like pattern that you see is the vermis, okay, which will hold this cerebellar hemispheres together. Now students, understand, your hindbrain does not just have cerebellum, it also has other things, right? It also has other things. What are the other things it has? It has your pons and it has your medulla oblongata. Medulla oblongata. Yes, is it coming? Yes, it is coming. Okay, medulla oblongata. Now the cerebral hemispheres actually helps in so many other things. That means cerebellum actually helps in, first it helps in balance of the body. Balance of the body. Okay, students, this structure, no, if we take a cross section and see, it will look like a leaf. So because of that, it looks like that Christmas tree, right? It looks like that. So it is, that is why it is called arbore vitae. It is also called the life. It is called life, right? So arbore vitae, if you see that word, do not get confused. It basically means like a tree like structure. If I take a cross section, it will look like a leaf. I will show you that. Okay, do not worry. So it helps in balance of the body, it helps in accuracy. Okay, it helps in accuracy, it helps in learning. That initial part, no, remember, all of you would have learned cycle, two-wheeler, car, everything. That initial part of the learning, no, where you actually learn and you never forget it in your life, that is done because of your cerebellum. Now no one taught you how to type, no one taught you some word spellings, right? It just naturally starts coming for you, right? We wouldn't have studied the word balance and all of this. All these words are just like, naturally it is, we have learned the spellings, right? We have learned ABCD, we have learned. Later we just utilize it for everything else. Now the conversation that I'm having, no one's taught me how to talk, when to talk, the way to talk. They just taught me the vocabularies. Now using that vocabulary, I'm able to form an entire sentence. So these are things that I've learned in my small age, right? So these learnings come from your cerebellum. Okay, and most of the involuntary actions, okay, involuntary actions are controlled by your cerebellum. Is this clear? Okay, now students, one twist is there here. The twist is that your medulla oblongata, no, and your cerebrum. In cerebrum, I told you about the gray matter and the white matter. Here you should understand, in medulla, outside is the white matter. There it was inside. Okay, here outside is the white matter. Clear? Outside is the white matter and inside is the gray matter. Now this question can come, they can confuse you asking which is correct, which is incorrect. They can ask you any of this, right? They can ask you in cerebrum is gray matter outside or inside. They can ask you is in medulla oblongata is the gray matter inside or outside. These kind of questions you can expect. So you should remember like this: medulla oblongata, outside is white matter, inside is gray matter. Okay, MOGIG. Okay, Mogi. I don't know how do you pronounce this. Okay, so that's students, medulla oblongata, outside gray matter, inside. Oh, wait. Spelling is wrong. Wait. 1 second. We'll make a term to remember this. Right? Medulla oblongata. Okay, outside is the white matter, inside is the gray matter. So it is Movig. Okay, wig. You can think about wig. Okay, so medulla oblongata, outside is the white matter, inside is the gray matter. Okay, so you remember. IG. You people tell no IG, OG. Okay, Instagram they tell no IG. So you can remember that. Inside is gray matter. Okay. Yes. Now this is done. Fine, great. This is done. Fine. Students, understand this. I told you this one looks like this tree. Have you all seen this tree? Arbore vitae. Okay, this is the tree name. Arbore vitae. Okay, that is because this one looks like that, right? This one looks like that. This one looks like that. Okay, Fine. Let's go. Yes, students, now hindbrain, cerebellum is clear. Now let's understand about the medulla oblongata. Let's understand about the medulla oblongata. Now, when we talk about medulla oblongata, we all would have learned or listened in the small age, telling that don't hit here, right? Don't hit here. Why do they say don't hit here? That's because your medulla oblongata is there. Once someone punch you right here, on spot, there are chances that you die. That is because medulla oblongata controls the breathing and the heart rate, right? The heartbeat, breathing, this main two functions is controlled by your medulla oblongata. And if someone punches you there near your medulla oblongata, then there is chances that it can lead to death. It can lead you to death. Okay, so here students, medulla oblongata helps with, first of all, your cardiac center. That is what I told, heartbeat. Okay, cardiac center. Secondly, it takes care about the vomiting center. That means you'll feel, no, when you're in a flight or when you're in train, when you're in bus, you'll feel that vomiting sensation. That is again because of your medulla oblongata. Then your respiratory center, right? And then swallowing. That means, food, swallowing the food. So cardiac center, vomiting center, respiratory center, and swallowing. These things are controlled by your medulla oblongata. Okay, these things are controlled by your medulla oblongata. More things are mentioned in your NCERT. We will go through that also. Now look here, hindbrain. Sorry, the hindbrain comprises of the pons, cerebellum, and the medulla, also called as medulla oblongata. Pons consist of a fibrous tract that interconnects different regions of the brain. Okay, so pons is doing the job like your peduncle, right? It is connecting different part of the brain. Yes or no? Now they have fibrous tracts. Okay, this one has fibrous tracts. Okay, now students, they are interconnected. Now cerebellum has a very convoluted surface in order to provide additional space for many more neurons. Okay, this is what we spoke about. Convoluted surface means more like, full wrinkles, like how you have your villi, like that structure will be there. Okay, that is the reason they will be able to take more additional space for more neurons. Now the medulla of the brain is connected to the spinal cord. I told you medulla is opening or going to where? To the spinal cord. That is the reason medulla should not be harmed at any ways. If any person hits you here, there are chances that it will lead to death. The medulla consists of centers which control respiration, cardiovascular reflexes, and gastric secretion. Okay, this also we will mention here, gastric secretions. Yes. Now students, three major regions make up the brainstem. This we already discussed. MPM. Okay, midbrain, pons, and your medulla oblongata. Brainstem forms the connection between your brain and the spinal cord. So without medulla, this brainstem will not be there. Okay, so always remember like that. Yes. Done? Yes, okay. Okay, now I have some more things to tell you. Okay, students, look here. Yes. Now, if I told you that I will show the cross section, no? So look here, all of you. If I take a cross section of your cerebellum, it will look like this. Okay, like this. This is your vermis. Okay, like this. And again. Oh, one second. Yes, here. Yes, can you see here? This will look like this. Okay, when you can shade here like this, it will look something like this. Okay, so here students, understand, here again you will have your gray matter and your white matter, right? Gray matter, and here you will have your white matter. Actually this should be connected. We will just connect it here. Oh, full thing went off. 1 second. Yes, this diagram is important for your understanding. Okay, let's draw it like this. Okay, let's draw it like this. Okay, now understood. Look here. So inside whom do we have here? We'll have the white matter. Okay, white matter. How will you remember? Okay, now students, if this much is clear, arbore vitae is that mentioned in your textbook? Yes? Yes, okay. Now, listen here, spinal cord, I told you spinal cord in your medulla oblongata has white outside, gray matter inside. And now it is very important to know, it has the most complex, okay, neuron called the Purkinje neuron. Purkinje neuron. This is named after the scientist who found this, Purkinje. Okay, Purkinje neuron. Okay, students, I also told about the involuntary actions, right? That also done and dusted. Then we have covered everything, right? We have covered everything. Okay. Yes, that's all about your neural control and coordination. You can open your textbook and check if we have missed anything. I don't think we have missed anything. Okay, Purkinje fibers, students, this Purkinje fibers is actually very complex because how it is compressed, like in the sense the structure, because of their structure it is very complex. Okay, because of their structure. Clear? Yes, I think we have done it, we have finished it. Okay, 1 second, I'll check the NCRT as well. NCRT, yes, 1 second, students. Yes, we will check the NCRT as well. And students, also if there is any update, right, we mention all the updates in the on our Vedantu NEET English platform. So if you have any doubts about that, please do just inform. Okay, yes students, I have one thing to inform you. One more topic, very small topic, is your neural system. Okay, we will just go through that as well. So students, here in your NCRT, if you see properly, there is something mentioned as your neural systems. Okay, neural systems. In neural systems, they have mentioned something about your neural, that is your neural system comprises of or composed of highly specialized cells called neuron. This we discussed already yesterday. Neuron is the structure and functional unit. Here, look here, which can detect, receive, transmit, all this they can do. The neural organization is very simple in lower invertebrates. For example, Hydra. So here they are talking about Hydra. Let's also discuss about Hydra. So Hydra is composed of a network. Okay, it has a network of neurons. Network of neurons. And the neural system is better organized in insect, where a brain present along with a number of ganglia and the neural tissues. This also I told you yesterday. These organisms have, instead of brain, they have just ganglias, or a network. They do not have a very complex structure like us. They have a network, but it is organized. It is well organized but not complex. Okay, well organized but not complex. Yes, not complex. Okay, the vertebrates have more developed neural system. Okay, like that we have covered the chapter. I'm also looking through NCRT in case we have missed anything. Okay, yes students, they have mentioned about your visceral nervous system, which is a part of your peripheral nervous system that comprises of a whole complex of nerves. Okay, so if you go there, if you go to that slide here, yes, if you go to your PNS, they have mentioned that your PNS, okay, they have mentioned that your PNS has visceral nervous system, right? Visceral nervous system, that is a part of the peripheral nervous system. That means where, students, the nerves, fibers, ganglions, who and all will be there? Fibers will be there, nerves will be there, ganglions will be there, all this, right? Ganglions and your plexus, all these people by which the impulse will be passed. Who will be passed? Impulse will be passed. Impulse will be traveling from the central nervous system to the viscera. Okay, viscera, that is your organs, inner organs, right? The visceral organs. So the impulse from the CNS, okay, from the whom? CNS, central nervous system, it will go to the viscera, that is called as your viscera, okay, that is called as your visceral nervous system, okay, to your inner organs. That's all. Again, I already mentioned that about your smooth muscles and all that, same thing itself. But in case if you feel like no ma'am missed this, I'm just going to NCRT as well to help you understand if we have missed anything, okay. Other than that, we have mentioned everything, students. Nissel's granule, do not forget, very important. It is only present in the cyton and in the dendrite. It will move towards the dendrite. It is not present in the axon. So the question can come, what is present in the axon? Cytoplasm, or in the axolemma, but it is not present in the what is present in the cyton but not present in the axolemma or in the axoplasma? You should remember about the Nissel's granule, okay. Yes. Now, dura mater, arachnoid, pi mater, I would request all of you to keep these 2 points in mind. Very, very important. Okay, it is DAP and PAD, right? DAP and PAD, very, very important. So, keep this in mind as well. And also about your cerebrospinal fluid, it acts like a shock absorber and it also acts like a lubricant. Okay, students, from this chapter, reflex action, sense organs are removed. That is, your eye and ear is removed, so that is not there. That is why this chapter is getting over now. Otherwise, it would have taken a very longer time. Okay, it would have taken a very longer time. But now we have, because they have reduced the syllabus, and it's good thing that they reduce the syllabus. Okay, yes, fine. Students, let me also tell you few things, very important things. Look here, all of you. Students, this is our Vedantu NEET English. Like, this is how your Telegram links will go. So imagine there is a NEET treasure box which we have done. I would request all my students from Biotonic to join our Telegram and take this NEET treasure box. Students, it's amazing. I will tell you what is this NEET treasure box. It is basically, you will have your session links. Okay, session links will be there from YouTube. PDF notes will be there. Okay, PYQs will be there. Okay, mock test will be there, and your CBSE important questions will be there. That means from one chapter you will get all of this. You will get the YouTube link of the teacher, you will get the PDF, you will get the PYQs, you will get the mock paper, you will also get the CBSE important questions. This way your entire thing will be organized. Now imagine at the last minute you're searching for locomotion and movement and you're not able to find any of the notes, you're not able to go through the entire Telegram. This PDF or this Excel sheet will always be there for you. Just have to click on that and you will go directly into the session and PDF. Okay, so that is the thing. And how do you get this? Okay, how do you get on the Telegram? You will get, see, locomotion and movement, PYQ, PDF NEET, okay, PYQ test, NCRT solution, and your IV sat. So that means everything will be organized. Okay, and do not forget our channel name, that is Vedantu NEET English. Okay, just join students who are serious NEET aspirants and is suffering to find mock paper, to find notes. Just join this Telegram, you will get all of this. Okay, and it is also in the description. Then IV SAT exam, students, instant Vedantu scholarship admission test. So yes, it is instant, so you will get the scholarship and you can make your parents proud, right? You will get a good scholarship and you can make your parents proud, and you can join any of it and you will get 70% up to scholarship. You can join 8 to 12 foundation, NEET or JEE classes. Okay, registrations are open. And where do you go and write your IV SAT exams? You can write it in the offline centers, and those are in Chennai, Coimbatore, Madurai, Nagpur, and all these places. You can see these many places you can go. And now what is the use of it? Take tests from anywhere at any time. You can do online or offline. If you are going through the offline centers, then you will get 2x scholarship. So if you're somewhere in this areas, please go write the exam. Okay, and you will get one-on-one counseling sessions with our experts. Okay, you will be able to ask them that sir or ma'am, I have this kind of a problem, what can I do about it? Okay, all that they will be able to help you. You will be able to directly talk with the teachers who have been doing this and who are experienced. Okay, yes, so you can book your slots and registration link is open. Okay, yes, so these are the areas where and all Vedantu offline centers are there. So if you're a serious NEET aspirant and you're scared what to do, I would say join the crash course. Okay, join the crash course and make the maximum benefit. You will have 120 sessions like we already mentioned. Out of it, PCB will have 30 sessions each, and extra sessions will be for your mock paper. Okay, mock paper. So here again, sorry, zoology as well, 30. Okay, here you will have your 30 sessions, and also you will have your mock paper discussions and your evaluation. Okay, and the course is right now, it is available for 4,000 rupees. If you make a delay, then it will go increase again. Okay, and if you want one-on-one teacher, you are telling that no ma'am, I do not want to be in a group, I need one teacher for myself, then you will get this for 12,000 rupees. Got it? So all the links are in the description, so quickly go join the link and enroll yourself. If you're a serious NEET aspirant, I would request you to take the crash course. If you're not a serious NEET aspirant, I would not request you to take any of this, because you'll be just wasting your parents' money. This is only for students who are like, no, whatever happens this year, I am going to crack NEET and I am going to be in MBBS first year. I am going to be in MBBS first year in one of the reputed colleges. If you have that dedication, if you have that motivation, please go for it. Okay, if you're not a serious NEET aspirant, do not waste your parents' money. Okay, only if you're a serious NEET aspirant, then I will tell you students, there is no compromise on this crash course. If YouTube classes happen or not, this crash course will continue as it is without any disturbance. Without any disturbance, this will keep continuing. Okay. So yes, see you all soon. So we have finished 2 chapters. Let me also tell that. Okay, yes, this is our Telegram channel link. You will get weekly schedule, daily session PDF, daily quizzes and Super 6 series. Here, this is our one-shot series where we have almost completed the syllabus. Only some more syllabus is left. Yes, students, so I have completed. Okay, I have completed. Let's also mention that I have done body fluids. On this channel, I have done body fluids and circulation. Okay, I have done, now I have completed neural control and coordination. Okay, neural control. Let me know which chapter you need next. If you need locomotion or you need animal kingdom, let me know in the comments which chapter do you need, locomotion or animal kingdom. I will be doing the chapters. Okay, yes students, so thank you so much for joining. See you all, take care, be healthy and prepare for your NEET. It is almost near, so you have very less limited time, so decide yourself what you want to do in your life. And if you're a board student, all the best for your board exams. Thank you so much. See you all.